Hello, good morning. My name is Varsha Belwalkar, a horticulturist, environmental scientist, an entrepreneur, a homemaker, and a mother rolled into one. My journey started at the end of Masters in Horticulture. To my surprise, I found that there were hardly any takers for the qualification that I had. Most of the jobs were either a desk job, municipal corporation job, teaching job, or a few plant nursery ones. This did not deter me from actively seeking out greener pasture in the corporate world. Luckily for me, Hotel Leela Venture, who were in collaboration with the Four Seasons Group, were in search of a horticulturist. I applied for it and got selected among several aspirants due to my passion and integral knowledge of flora and fauna. The Captain Nair, chairman of Leela Hotel, was an avid environmentalist and wanted to invest heavily in the environmental services. It was his vision and zeal to see that the area near airport of Mumbai, both domestic and international, to be beautified with the use of trees. My role was to ensure the design, implementation, and ensuring the environmental management principles were followed. As part of water conservation and beautification, we also attracted partnership from Israeli firms who were leaders in the water conservation. This was a male dominated area, and the sight of women in the field supervising a bunch of Malis, contractors, and workers was as much daunting for them as me. I had nobody to turn to for support if I needed one, as there were no women in the team, including the workers. This, however, did not deter my interest in continuing my job. I stood steadfast with tacit knowledge to back me up. What is important in such situation is the ability to take control and prove your ability to deliver. This despite me being heavily pregnant yet standing in the blazing sun of Mumbai. Anybody who has lived in Mumbai will understand the humid condition which can be challenging even in the best of the time. No AC rooms or fancy office for me. This end result was beautifully lined up road with trees and shade as one approaches to the international as well as domestic airport. I was also responsible for implementation of redesigns of hotel properties in Goa, Mumbai, Captain Nair's family home in Kannur. New Zealand migration followed around the millennium. The country is renowned for horticulture activities and the research showed plenty of opportunities. However, as they say, Durun Dongar Sazri. I was bluntly told that I was theorist in terms of horticulture, which meant to gain full certification, I had to learn to drive tractors, use of automatic machinery like chainsaw, weed eaters, etc. This was an opportunity to upskill myself. You should never shy away from the fact that your domain knowledge has an expiry date, and the new ideas, new technologies, and better ways of doing things have to be acquired. This can be done only if one is open to reinvent oneself. I took up a challenge and completed all the requirements, which led me to getting a job of my choice in the Auckland Council. After around 6 years, one gets to feel stagnated. To get out of that, I focused on opportunity for growth. Environmental management was that topic was very close to my heart. I was passionate about sustainability. In order to satisfy my passion as well as contribute toward my employer's need, I took up a challenge of upskilling my postgrad with environmental management degree. A challenging time as my second child was a toddler now and my husband was working 300 miles away and a visitor on the weekends. Single-handedly managing family needs, full-time work and study, needs compartmentalization of your time. There was times when I asked, is it worth it? But then I realized not doing anything is very easy. All took routine and nothing challenges you to be motivated to get up and go to work. After 23 years in the corporate life and being in the field for most of it, I was at the crossroad of what next. This is when my inner voice asked me to channel my resources into something that I was passionate about, which is my strength and in the line of the heritage, Atiti Devo Bhava. This resulted in me plunging into a new business venture, a restaurant based on 100% vegetarian cuisine, aptly named SAATTVEEK. One of the big challenge you find is that people are not aware of what vegetarian food consists of. While we take it for granted, that is, It is wholesome not just to run a restaurant and be a lead chef, but I was a tutor and the knowledge management person who could advise the patrons of what the cuisine consists of and why and how it should be consumed. This was widely acknowledged even amongst the Western crowd, and they appreciated the fact that I even managed to keep the names of the dishes in Marathi. Ajiza Batwa is something that most of us have grown up with. I used my knowledge of herbs and their medicinal uses and values to enhance the offering and suggest the ways for people to eat in combination. It reached a stage where people would just walk in and say, "We want to have a good time. Just feed us what you think is right." Interacting and explaining the reasons of choices was something that always worked with these clients, and many appreciated the approach, which was different from the usual Indian dining experience that they had. A critic, while ranking my restaurants highly, gave the ultimate tribute. Normally, he wouldn't go near vegetarian place even by choice, but there was something in SAATTVEEK where he could gladly come again to get more of the menu. With challenge and change of circumstances and the advent of pandemic and the hospitality industry took a severe beating. So it was a time to change a tack once again. This time, however, wanted to ensure that I am able to contribute at a higher level at my own pace and the convenience. So currently I'm working for a large government agency in New Zealand which requires project management expertise, which I have gained over the years in the field. This fulfills my aspiration of growth and benefit. Remember, passion is a starting point. Never give up. No substitution for hard work, and upskilling is a must to have to stay in the game. The first generation migrants will always have a bigger challenge than the subsequent ones. What I can bring to the table is a tacit knowledge in environmental management, sustainability, and entrepreneurship. I would like to contribute by passing on this key insight which one requires from mentors. I'm also able to help with mental well-being and advice, and I'm looking forward to helping my fellow community members of Garje Marathi. Thank you. Namaskar.